Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel and thank you guys so much for tuning in. So as you guys know, I'm huge into decor. I absolutely love decor and everything to do with it. So I thought I would share my the experiences that I've had living alone and moving out of my mom's house, and I would put them in a series of videos so that you guys can learn a few things if you can. I wish I sort of somebody did tell me these things before I moved out, because I've learned as I've learned along the way, and I wanted to share my experiences with you guys. So today's video is going to be an am I ready to move out? You are in your mom's house, you are in your aunt's house, you are living with somebody anyway, your parents or whatever, and you've never lived alone. If that's your situation, this is the perfect video for you. So I've put a few notes down, so if you guys see me looking this side, I'm checking that out. And so yeah, I'm checking so that I don't forget to tell you anything. So without wasting any time, let's just get right into the video. I think I said this, but I'm saying it again. Yeah. So the first question you have to ask yourself is, are you actually ready to move out? Moving out is such a big step. I always feel like a lot of people, and I think a lot of my friends and a lot of people that I know, have moved out of their parents' house and then had to return back because they didn't plan their moving out right. Thank God it hasn't happened to me, and yeah, I've made so much mistakes, and as the videos go, I'll be sharing with you guys those mistakes and what not to do basically. So yeah, I feel like a lot of people that I know or I have heard of around me kind of move out without really thinking about things, and then getting yourself in a situation where maybe you get into debt and then you go back home to your mom's house and you're still in debt and stuff. So the first question you really have to ask yourself is, are you ready to move out? Do you have enough money to move out? Are you ready to live alone? Do you know what it takes to live alone? You have to do as much research about living alone, and you can personalize this. Some people kind of have to personalize it in terms of safety, depending on what country or what area you live in. Maybe cultural reasons, is it culturally right where you are? Because I'm African and we don't leave our mom's house until the day we get married. But when I came to the UK, obviously the culture here is different, and I moved out of mom's house because it's closer to work, and I'll touch up on that later. It's closer to where I work, and it's closer to a lot of things that I do. Because I don't drive, I can't live too far from work. So yeah, are you really ready to move out? Have you really thought about, rather than the cool aspect, you can go out whenever you want to go out, or you can do whatever you want to do in your own house, or you can have your boyfriend over, or whatever, for whatever reason that you want to get out, apart from the fun reasons, have you really sat down and thought about, are you ready? Do you have enough finances? What's your financial planner? Are you working? Who's paying your bills? Those are questions that you have to first sit down and work out, because it will be one of your secrets to successfully moving out of home and not having to come back home in disgrace and also in debt. So that's the first thing. The second thing that you guys need to think about is, for example, are you moving out alone? Are you moving out with somebody? And guys, I cannot stress enough how much you really, I always say these days, you never really know somebody until you live with them. So and I won't even go there, but I've made mistakes. I've moved in, my first house was a shared house, and I shared it with few friends of mine, and yeah, that didn't work well. If you guys are moving in with somebody, you have to really, really know that you and that person are on the same page. For example, cleanliness. How clean are they? How dirty are they? if you are a person that's super clean, like OCD clean, which is me, and you move in with somebody that doesn't want to clean and is okay living in filth or just whatever, then you're gonna have, and I'm telling you, once you move in, the tiny things that you don't think are a problem start to become a problem. It's like, it's a little bit like marriage. Like literally you think, oh, I can deal with that bad behavior, or I can deal with that bad habit, until you get married, and then you spend a year or a few years in, and then this thing becomes something that you can't overlook. So if you're going to move in with somebody, you have to sit down and really, really think, like, who are they? What are their lifestyle? Do their lifestyle match your lifestyle? What time do they come home? What time do they go out? These things will, like, are you gonna, obviously you might have, each one might have a key, but like some doors can be noisy. Like I've lived in with friends that would come at like 3:00 a.m. and then like I'd be like waking up with the door going. And if you're a light sleeper, honestly guys, you have to really, really know the person that you are moving in with, and know that your lifestyles are definitely the same. One really good example to cover up, because I know I touch up on a topic and then I leave it, but like what I really mean by this is that, for example, if you're a clubber and your friend is a reader and a sort of like soap person, like they like to sit home, watch TV, read, and not really go out, and you are living with somebody that loves to go out, you can, and not only go out, but like if there's somebody who loves to go out and come home with a guy, or come home with guys, and if you're a single person or if you have a boyfriend, you guys need to work. I'm like shooting out, like you guys kind of like take it and think about it in your own context. Like, do you have a boyfriend? What do you and your boyfriend want? If you're not moving in with your boyfriend, if you're moving in with your friend, because like, and if you're moving in with your friend, definitely consider, like, do they want to bring guys home? Will you be comfortable with that? Because if you move in with somebody and they want to go out and bring guys home, and that is not, like, you are not about that life, then you're going to have to be dealing with one night stands happening in your sacred place. It's not gonna be it's not gonna be great. And then like people sleeping over, like the guys that she doesn't know and you don't know, sleeping over and like living in your house, and it's just not going to be nice. I don't want to go on and on about this, but literally I cannot stress enough to you guys, make sure you know the person that you're living with, and make sure you also set guidelines as to what's not allowed and what's allowed. Trust me guys, you have to think of what you wouldn't want about your home if you're moving out with somebody, and definitely discuss those with the other party so that you are on the same page. Like I'm telling you, it will turn your home into hell if you do not consider those facts. So I think that is my second. The third is when you're moving out, you have to consider, if you drive, you probably don't have to think about this that much, but if you're like me and you do not drive and you use taxis everywhere or you get buses, you have to think about like grocery shopping. Are you going to be shopping for the whole month, for the whole week? And if you're going to be shopping for the whole month, that is a whole lot of things that you have to bring home. And you have to think of transport. How far is the shopping center or the place where you get your groceries? How far is it from your house? How much money do you have to pay in taxis? Where are the places you go shopping the most? How much transport will you have to pay? For example, if you go somewhere and get a house that's cheaper, like if you go to maybe like, let's say, a further out of city center house, and then you're there and there's no shops around you, and you have to travel like a little bit to go to work and to go to like do your shopping and all that stuff. If you live in a remote area and have to travel far into city center, you may end up paying the same amount in rent as if on transports like buses and trains and others, taxis. You might end up paying as much money as you would if you were just living in city center and cut the stress out, but pay the money in rent rather than in transports. So you have to consider also like how far is the place that I'm moving to from my lifestyle. Like college, if you're in college, uni, if you're in uni, how far is this place? How much will you have to pay for transport to uni every single day, or work? How much do you guys have to pay to go to work every single day? If you work that out, you're gonna find a house that's like, for example, I live now in a house that's like it costs me £3.50 to city center and to three different shopping centers. So if I'm going out to get my shopping done, my grocery done, I usually do my shopping for a month. Like I do a month's shopping for my groceries, and then maybe in like during the week I'll add on one thing that I ran out of or whatever. And so I have to, like, on when I go shopping, grocery shopping, it's a big shopping, so I have like to literally get a taxi back home. It would be not nice if I had to pay £20 in taxis just to come home. So it's £3.50 for me, £3.50 for me to like go to all the three places that I go to, all the three shopping centers, even city center. Like city center is 30 minutes walk away from me, and then my work is 30 minutes walk away from me. It's not in city center, it's the opposite way of city center, but it's like 30 minutes walk away from me. That's where I work the most. And then the shopping centers that I love to go to the most are like within walking distance. I can walk there and I can get a taxi back if I need to. So consider the location. The other really important thing you guys have to think about is, what neighborhood are you moving into? You really need to consider like the people. When you go view a house, don't just view the house, view the area as well. Like look around, make conclusions. Is the area a clean area? Do the people there have dogs? Do they clean up after dog walking? Like what type of area are you going to move in? What are the neighbors like? Are there a lot of drunkards in the area? Are there a lot of fights? And you can literally like walk around and get a feel of the area around where you want to move in. Let's say you go view your house. You want to go in and like really get a feel of the area and not just the house. If it's possible, you can talk to people who've maybe lived there, or you can knock in at your neighbors' houses and see. Again, that will show you, are they friendly? Like you can knock and ask them about the area, like ask them you're moving in, like would they advise it, all that good stuff. And if you bump into good people, even just by the virtue of knocking and them opening the door, you will get to know the kind of people that you're going to be living with. So because you don't want to move into a house, and if you are a student in uni or you go to work really early, you don't want to be dealing with like drunk people, like drunkards, like drinking or trash being exposed of anyhow, just all that stuff that you don't want to deal with. So definitely find out, you guys, about the area. And another thing, if you are like in Northern Ireland, we have a bin system. You can also check out that bin system, like basically how many bins are you entitled to. My mom's area is entitled to like 3 bins, and they're like literally huge, 3 huge bins, like a recycle bin, a trash bin, and like something, it's like blue, brown and green bin. And when I moved in to my area, I didn't check, but we only have 1 bin, and it's a black bin, and that has to do for everything. So you guys check that out and make sure that like the area that you're moving in is a comfortable place. Also, if you do research around moving out, and listen to not only me, but maybe try to figure out from other people, because everybody would have a different experience. They might bring up a point that I don't have in my video right now. So definitely do good research on moving out and what to look out for. Also, get to know the general policies with landlords, what they're meant to do for you, what you can and what you can't do. If you are a decorating person, now I'm moving on into my next point, which is like the house that you're moving in. What do you want? And one question that I didn't ask my landlord, and I got really lucky with it, or my letting company, it's not a landlord I let from, but a letting company. One question that I didn't ask my letting company was how far I was allowed to like renovate the house and like change things up. Some landlords like are completely zero, and I got lucky with that because my letting company doesn't really mind. So I got to paint the kitchen cupboards, and I can play around with the house a little bit more than other rent places would allow. And that would be very frustrating if you go into the house and think, oh, I can change that, and then and you don't ask these questions, and then you move into that house, and then you learn that you have to, not change anything at all. Some landlords actually don't let you even put anything on the walls. So you have to really, really find out what it is that your landlord requires of you, and you have to also make sure that you can stick by those guidelines and those rules. So another thing that you want to think about is how big the house is, because it will be a lot more dear and expensive for you to decorate the house. It will be dear for you to like heat the house if you're getting a big house when you're only alone, or if you're getting a bigger house and there's only 2 people there. Cleaning, those are things that you have to consider. Like a bigger house is not always better. Seriously, it's not. It isn't at all. I live in a way too big house for my needs right now, and the heating, you have to heat. If you're in a cold area, you have to heat that house and stuff like that, guys. So definitely, like, the point of my video is, are you really ready to move out? Make sure you are sure that you have done enough research, and there is nothing that can prepare you for going out and starting a life on your own, or with your fiance, or with your friend, or whatever. And so you're gonna make mistakes, and you're gonna learn along the way. That is a given fact. But if you're better prepared for these mistakes, if you're better prepared for moving out, basically, not these mistakes, but if you're better prepared for moving out, if you gave it more thought than somebody who absolutely just jumped right into it, you will be in a better place to maintain, and not only maintain, but live a happy life. So definitely find out about also, guys, your letting company. Make sure you really, really find out about your landlord or your letting company. If it's possible, find out from the people who have been there before, or dealt with that company, or are letting from that company, or know the landlord. Find out, because you don't want to be dealing with a difficult person. I wanted to curse, but yeah, you don't want to be dealing with a difficult person, and a person who doesn't want to understand anything and just wants their way. So check out for that. I feel like I have been rambling on and on for ages. So you guys, yeah, this is going to be in a series. I am going to do a like I've already said, I think I already said at the start, I'm going to do decor most on this channel. But I will also do other videos. Like, you guys, if you check my channel, there's a whole lot of different videos. But the main theme on the channel is going to be decor. And this is the first video in that. Are you ready to move out? See you guys in my next video. Stay blessed. And yeah, leave me comments and let me know what you're thinking. So, bye.